Now, more than ever, the Center for Economic Growth is vital to the capital area. In the little more than 2 years the center has been in business, it has produced not only this top quality video and an equally outstanding brochure, but 8 other marketing pieces for local developers throughout the region to use. It has started to identify industries and companies we should be able to attract to the area to create the jobs we need. It has analyzed skill needs that have been holding some of our companies back, and it will be working on a project to get our young people into training programs for jobs that are now going begging. Everybody has heard a lot about the airport. That's another of the center's projects, and a crucial one to help keep what we have now, as well as attract people and companies to our area. Whatever happens from now on, the center has had an important part to play to speed up the development of a new airport and make sure it meets our needs. But the airport is only one of dozens of important projects the center has worked on. We now have an outstanding briefing center. We have data banks, business people and developers' needs. We are working to solve planning and zoning problems that have raised housing costs and slowed growth just when we need to expand our economy, and much more. We look forward to working with you in the months ahead to further develop our region's many excellent but undeveloped economic potentials. We appreciate your support. Come visit the center's offices in Suite 600 Keycorp Plaza whenever you want more information, or call 465-8975 to get copies of reports or other information you may need. Thank you.
New York State's capital region. People are coming to view it in a brand new light.
People are coming to see us in a brand new light. It's more than a feeling that the time is right. The future looks bright. Experience the wonder of it all. People are making it happen in exciting ways. The energy's growing stronger every day, in every way. That's the wonder of it all. New York's capital region, a brand new light.
What brought about the discovery of New York State's capital region, which after all has been around for more than 300 years? What's fueling the interest? What's behind the wonder of it all? For a long time, the capital region, centered here in Albany, quietly enjoyed its position as a thriving, relatively wealthy area. It began as a trading center, which it still is. It then emerged as a manufacturing center, which it still is. And now, the capital region is also a growing financial center, with the state capital and the headquarter offices of 2 Fortune 500 financial services companies. And when it comes to retail, the capital region attracts shoppers from all over the Northeast, and retail continues its steady growth every day. But the United States has taken its lumps in manufacturing, and the capital region has taken its share too. So in the harsh light of today, what do we see?
In my previous position as Senior Vice President and Director of GE's Research and Development Center, I had the opportunity to see firsthand many exciting technological developments that became important businesses. Some of these, such as the silicone business in Waterford and plastics at Selkirk, have contributed strongly to the economic vigor of this area. And now, as president of Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, I see a great many more opportunities for the growth of high-tech businesses in the capital region. Rensselaer believes strongly in the region's ability to grow and has established a 1,200-acre technology park which already houses over 30 businesses. We also have an incubator program on campus that has launched an equal number of small startup companies. Many of these are based on ideas generated by our students and our faculty while they worked in our research centers. And RPI stands ready to work with interested companies in any way that will advance both higher education and business development.
It's not just big business that's coming to the capital region. Some small specialties could go any place in the country, but they chose to locate here, including a leading manufacturer of outdoor products and this high-tech flexible automation systems company. And high-tech is more than manufacturing. It's the watchword in the region's research centers and in medical centers that utilize high-tech not only in patient care, but in education and the business of running a large institution. All in all, a healthy mixture of the large and the small, the old and the new.
We have seen downtown Albany spring forward in a renaissance that a few years ago would have been declared almost an impossibility. We have seen growth in Troy. We have seen growth in Schenectady. The whole capital region has seemed to somewhat mushroom, if you would. And it's a variety of service industries, of financial industries, of light manufacturing, of venture capital type of companies that we have seen come to the capital region because of all of its qualities and take roots.
The business community is helping with plans to build a new airport to meet the area's regional needs. Without that action on the part of the business community, I think it would have been difficult to accomplish what everyone wants, which is a top quality regional air facility. We're working in collaboration with other local officials to address transportation, access, flow problems that everybody has. The capital region has problems like every other area I've worked with across the country. One of the unusual things about this area, and I've found it only one or two other places, is that the business leadership is willing to address those problems, to say, here they are specifically, here's what it's going to cost to solve them, then get with the local officials and in collaboration with them, say, here's a practical working solution that will cost so many dollars and we will support you and help solve them. I think this sort of attitude is vital to the economic growth of an area. It's very unusual. It's what can make this capital region really grow. The area has access overnight to more than half of the Canadian and U.S. markets, 131 million people, almost $1.5 trillion of disposable income, just about everything one would want for economic and personal growth.
The capital region has long been a strategic transportation center. It puts its natural advantages to good use in every conceivable way, in moving goods all over the nation and around the world, and in moving people, to get things done and to help them enjoy life. Making goods, of course, as well as marketing goods and moving goods, calls for a lot of people with a lot of skills. That calls for education and training, and the capital region has a variety of institutions that make the whole person. 20 colleges and universities within 50 miles, more graduate programs in engineering and the physical sciences than those offered in many comparable areas, and a higher level of college attainment than the whole state, or in fact, the whole nation.
We usually recruit about 8 individuals a year, and we like to come to the schools. The main reason for coming to Albany is I was a student here, and I know the quality of the student that comes from this university and the way the students develop.
I think this area is using common sense and maintaining a well-educated and balanced workforce. But as well as that, they've undertaken a skills survey to estimate the personnel and training needs of this area in the future. In addition to that, there's a grassroots movement underway between local businesses and colleges to train workers for those specialty jobs that until now may have been going begging. And the region has a new alumni data bank that smooths the way for the return of our alumni who've lived here in the past and would like to come home.
the pleasant images of the capital region unfold for those who come back, for those who remember it as home, and for those who sample its diverse pleasures for the first time.
Our first experience was a very pleasant one in the housing market. Coming from Long Island and dealing with real estate values down there, we were just delighted to find a fine house only 10 minutes from the office, actually. I belong to a country club that is 5 minutes from my house, and I can go over there and tee off probably almost without even a wait. In Long Island, people used to get up in the middle of the night to get to the local golf course to be able to play golf. So these are the things that many times don't get expressed, but they certainly do improve the quality of life.
It has most of the advantages of an urban environment. We have good sports, excellent cultural activities, good restaurants, a lot of things you look for in an urban environment. At the same time, what we found were many of the advantages of a smaller community. But I think the thing that I really enjoy, having worked in most urban centers in this country, is the fact that it takes me only 12 minutes to get to work.
Whether it's camping and canoeing or baseball, tennis, whatever it is anybody wants is here.
We are avid skiers. We ski in the winter, and we find 50 ski areas within easy access of the Capital District. We have a summer home up in the Adirondacks and access to the 6 million acre Adirondack Park. In a sense, it's the best of all worlds. You have the advantage of living the high quality lifestyle in the Capital District, good homes, good schools, and yet all of the cultural and other advantages that might come through an urban environment.
What you have to do, though, is look at the whole fabric, which includes Saratoga Performing Arts Center, which includes Tanglewood, so that you get the Boston Symphony and the Philadelphia Orchestra and the New York City Ballet and world-class opera, and all of that mixes in, and it begins even to rub off on the local companies.
We are in a business uniquely dependent on communication. We not only verbal, but written and electronic. We find that being located here, even though we do business on any given day in 7 different cities across the United States, the communication links are tremendous, and that there's absolutely no disadvantage in being located here in the Capital District as opposed to a large urban center, which up to this point everyone has always thought you needed to be in order to conduct your business successfully. Indeed, we have found tremendous advantage in being located here from a cost point of view, as well as from a communication and transportation point of view.
If you're dealing in business in the northeast part of this country, is really ideally located because there really are major metropolitan areas that are equidistant from Albany. You know, Toronto and Montreal and Buffalo and Boston and New York, they're all major areas, and they're all about equidistant from Albany area. So from a transportation and ability to get to them to sell material and ability to get raw material to run your business, it's excellent.
It is now possible to get to New York City via Amtrak in about 2 hours, so that you can be in Manhattan at 9 o'clock in the morning if you leave Albany at 7. When you look to the future, there are plans to get the rail transportation down to 81 minutes between Albany and New York, which is a lot quicker than many people now experience coming in from Long Island to New York City or New Jersey to New York City.
We find of the people we have working in our organization, the productivity level and the punctuality and the desire to do the right thing is superior here to other places that I've been.
They really believe that this is their business. It's not management's business or someone else's business, it's theirs. And that ownership that they have really drives our productivity and our cost structure and really makes us competitive.
When you put it all together in combination, we find we have a distinct asset in this area in attracting people to it. Indeed, there has not been a single person we have attempted to recruit that we have not successfully recruited.
When I moved here, I came here kicking and screaming. I've lived here now just about 3 years. It is by far and away the finest place I have lived in this country. I've lived in the city of New York. I've lived in Dallas. I've lived in Southern California. I find Albany to be the best place to live and work.
Coming up here to upstate New York, the quality of life and the business opportunities and the people, and the quality of people is so strong that if I have my opportunity to make a choice as to where I would remain, it would be in this upstate area.
I have traveled throughout the world. I've worked for an airline for the last 13 years. I've been all over the place. I have not found the place that offers such amenities, such grace, such grandeur.
Families love it here. Individuals love it here. It's a wonderful place to live, and it's a wonderful place to have a business and grow a business.
A brand new life. People are finding success in everything they do. The capital region made their dreams come true. It can happen to you. That's the wonder of it all. New York's capital region, a brand new light.
The wonder of it all. New York State's capital region. People are beginning to view it in a brand new light.